Hey guys, what's up? This is White Boy for the win, and welcome back to Why Mega Evolve. Now, earlier this week we talked about Mega Swallow, and today we're going to be talking about Mega Pachirisu. But before we get started, let me just give you guys a brief explanation of what this series is about. Now, every week I will be picking two Pokemon that either need a Mega Evolution, deserve a Mega Evolution, or I want a Mega Evolution for. Now, this is based off my opinion alone, and no one else's. Now, if you guys do not like my opinion, then please post your own opinions in the comment section down below. But what would you keep, what would you change, and etc. And at the end of every video, I will be telling you guys which Pokemon we're going to be talking about the following day. So with that said, here is Mega Pachirisu. Now, before we actually get into this, the picture that I am using is fan-made, and all my pictures that I use are always going to be fan-made. And I know there's going to be some people in the comments before they start watching the video saying, oh, you should have made this thing part flying as well. I mean, obviously the picture I'm using looks like Pachirisu looks like a flying squirrel, but it's like I said, it's just fan-made, and I'm using it because it's somewhat of a Mega Evolution form of Pachirisu that is fan-made. So keep that in mind when you're watching the video. But anyways, Pachirisu actually was a Pokemon that a lot of people, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but kind of like overlooked a lot when it comes to like Pokemon in general. But then I can't remember what year, but I'm thinking, and I'm going to say the VGC 2014, when Pachirisu was actually used by Sajin Park, I believe that's his name, who used Pachirisu in VGC, which pretty much, I would say, shocked the whole competitive scene when it came to that, because nobody expected Pachirisu to actually do that much work when it comes to VGC, because all you ever see was just pretty much like, oh, Landorus T, Mega Kangaskhan, Heatran, like all those other Pokemon, and like it surprised a lot of people, and this thing literally just puts in a lot of work. So obviously I would like to see a Mega Evolution for this thing. I mean, it's not as okay to the point where when it comes to singles and doubles, it's not half bad when it comes to doubles. I mean, in the previous years, but right now it can't really do anything. But then when it comes to singles, I'm pretty sure this thing is complete trash, because I honestly, I never really used a Pachirisu before and probably never will. But I'm not gonna say that it's complete trash just because of like its base stats. I mean, for all I know, this thing can actually put in the work. But once again, I would like to see a Mega Evolution for this Pokemon just to see how or what it would end up to be, because after looking at its stats, the stats are not really all that great. So I would like to see a Mega Evolution just to see what Game Freak or Pokemon, whoever makes the evolutions, just to see how well this thing would work with one and how well it would do in the competitive scene. So as you can tell from what I've done in the, for its stats, I did increase everything because honestly everything needed to get increased. Now for its physical attack and special attack, I increased them both from base 45 to base 70. Now to be completely honest, before I actually looked at Pachirisu, I honestly thought its like special attack and physical attack were a lot higher than base 45. But I mean, it really doesn't matter, because most of the time I'm pretty sure this thing runs Super Fang, and that pretty much cuts your HP in half. So whether if it's Pachirisu's physical attack or pretty much special attack in general is lower than like base 45, it could be like base 15, I'm pretty sure it's still going to do half damage. But once again, besides using like Super Fang, I would like to see this thing be a little bit more offensive when it comes to like moves and stuff, because it does get access to pretty good move pool for the most part, but most of its good moves are like electric type attacks, but it does get access to like Discharge, Electro Ball, Thunderbolt, Thunder, Dig, Charge Beam, Grass Knot. So yeah, most of its the viable moves that you would normally run on a Pachirisu are pretty much electric type moves, but it does also get access to U-Turn, Iron Tail. Wow, this thing gets access to Gunk Shot, Seed Bomb, Shockwave, Iron Tail. I mean, like I said, it does get access to a very good variety of a move pool, so it's like, I wouldn't say it's all bad, but once again, I would like to see this thing be a lot more offensively. So base 70, even though its physical attack and special attack are both base 45, I still think for what it's worth and what tier Pachirisu is in, and I believe it's in the PU tier, I'm pretty sure with a Mega like this, base 70 would actually put in some work. And plus, apparently this thing has like some natural bulk behind it, so I can actually see this thing probably taking a couple hits and also doing some damage, but I wouldn't see this thing doing off like amazingly amount of damage. I mean, the one thing I kind of wish that Pachirisu actually got access to was Nasty Plot, but after looking at its move pool, it does not get access to that move, so it kind of sucks. I mean, like, you would think that with a Pokemon like Pachirisu, it would get some sort of move that can actually increase one of its stats, whether it's like Power Up Punch, Sword Stance, Nasty Plot, or Charge Beam, like something along the lines of that. Besides, I mean, even though Pachirisu does get access to Charge Beam, but that's honestly besides the point. Like a move that can actually increase its physical attack or special attack, like Nasty Plot, Calm Mind, or Sword Stance, or something along the lines of that. But honestly, I think base 70 is actually pretty decent. Now, for its physical defense, I increased it from base 70 to base 90. Now, after like I said, looking at its stats, I'm actually surprised this thing did amazingly in VGC. But granted, it kind of helped, because considering that they did have a Landorus, which pretty much had Intimidate, which weakens physical type attacks. So I can honestly see this thing actually living a couple of hits. But nonetheless, I think with base 90, and also if you're going to use like a Mega Pachirisu in VGC, it's going to be able to live a lot better, because then you will be able to like deal a lot of damage with like Discharge, Thunderbolt, like those types of moves. I mean, that would be very, very viable in competitive play. Would actually be doing good. But so, for its defensive stat, like I said, I think it's actually decent at base 90. They're really, it's not going to be all that great. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not great, because I always say that any stat above base 80, in my opinion, is actually pretty decent, and with a base 90 defensive stat, it can go a long ways. So for its special defense, I actually increased it from base 90 to base 100. I didn't really want to increase it all that much, considering that I pretty much put most of its points into its physical attack and special attack, but nonetheless, Pachirisu has some natural bulk behind it when it comes to special defense, obviously, because it is base 90, and with base 100, I mean, this thing will be able to take some special hits. Like, I'm not sure about Earth Power, and yeah, pretty much just Earth Power or Ancient. I think it's weak to Rock. I'm always getting confused when it comes to electric type Pokemon. They're always weak to Rock. No, so wow, they only have one weakness. The more you know. But anyways, like when it comes to like Earth Power, I don't see this thing maybe living at least one. I mean, like I said, it just depends on which Pokemon's actually using the move. But I can actually see this thing eating up some special moves along the way when it comes to competitive play. And then for its speed, I increased it from base 95 to base 115. Obviously, Pachirisu is fast as hell, and increasing it to base 115 will actually be pretty much decent in my opinion. Now, without the Mega Evolution, Pachirisu's base stats at 405, and with the Mega Evolution is going to be at 505. Did I say 605? I'm at 405 to 505. Anyways, for its Mega ability, I decided to go with the Lightning Rod ability. Now, after looking at its abilities before Mega Evolving, gets access to Runaway, Pickup, and Volt Absorb, which Volt Absorb is its hidden ability. Now, even though Volt Absorb would be a decent ability for a Mega Pachirisu, I decided to go with Lightning Rod because for two reasons. One, it's still going to be immune to electric type attacks, but instead of gaining HP, you're going to gain some special attack buffs to it. So that's the only reason why I wanted to give it Lightning Rod, because then that way this thing will actually get some special attack increases when someone uses an electric type attack, so then that way it won't be all in vain, so to speak. I mean, it'll have a little bit more offensive power, so if your opponent goes for like a Thunderbolt onto your Pokemon and you predict it and you switch out to Mega Pachirisu with Lightning Rod, you're pretty much set to go to actually be doing some decent amount of damage. And I think, like I said, Lightning Rod is a very good ability, because if this thing actually does get Lightning Rod as a Mega ability, I can actually see this thing being once again viable in VGC whenever like VGC 2017 actually happens. If we don't have any legendaries, like I said, I can actually see Pachirisu doing some work with Lightning Rod. Yeah, that's why I wanted to pretty much give it a Lightning Rod. That way it can actually benefit from its special attacking preferences, and also it is still be immune to electric type attacks, but instead of gaining HP, it will gain special attack increases, if that makes sense. And for its typing, like I said, I just decided to leave it alone as electric. Now, even though the design that I'm using kind of looks like it should be part flying, kind of like Emolga, I still think that it should still be just pure electric. I mean, obviously it doesn't get access to any flying type moves, so it would be pretty much useless to make this thing part flying. I mean, obviously you could probably give this thing Aerial 8, but honestly, in my my opinion, I think that would be kind of useless and pointless at the same time. And plus, like I said, this is pretty much fan design picture from Mega Pachirisu, so don't pretty much get upset because the picture that I'm using is not what you expected, if that makes sense. But with all that said, there is Mega Pachirisu. So anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to comment and subscribe. Now, the next Pokemon we are going to be doing is that we're going to be going to 6th Gen, and I know that there's a lot of Pokemon from 6th Gen you guys want me to do, and one of them that I've been wanting to do, or should I say I've been meaning to do for a while, is going to be Meowstic. So I believe next week we are going to be talking about Mega Meowstic, both male and female, so stay tuned for that. So like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to comment and subscribe. So this is White Boy for the win, and I'll catch you guys later.